this is Solo P1. Welcome to the F1 channel. This is the preview. This is F1 Flaming Tarmac. Episode, I think, is 86. Yes, 86. And we're going to be talking about the Grand Prix, what's going to start. We've just had the practice session. We're going to be talking about the sprint qualifying, which is going to be live in about an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to bring in my co-accused, my partner in crime, Mr. Toto Abba. Big up to Toto Hammer. We've got loads of people on your channel as well. This is streaming on the YouTube channel. This is streams on both channels. This is the channel Solo P1. This is Keep It Sports. It's also on his side channel, Toto Hammer. We've got people in there watching as well. So we're also live on TikTok. We're also live on Twitch as well. So we are live everywhere. This weekend, Toto, let's go straight into it. Before we go straight into it, actually, how are you, bro?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing well.
I'm always going to ask that.
Yeah, doing well, man. Doing well. Recently got my sim racing wheel today from Moza.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So yeah, very, very happy with that. Can't wait to set it up for tomorrow. But yeah, so far so good for me.
So yeah, so basically Toto he got his wheel today. He's sim racing wheels Moza, and he will be putting up some pictures up on his Instagram. He's going to do some videos as well with it on his rig. He's not going to do the unboxing. He's done loads of people have done that, but when he puts it on his rig, you're gonna go and do some videos and show people what you got.
Yeah.
So you'll put that on your channel as well, on your secret channel, your racing channel, because he's a go-karter, by the way. He's a go-karter. So yes, Toto, enough of that. Let's go straight into it, bro. This weekend it might be one of the best weekends of the season. We might know by the end of the season, we might know by the end of the race that Lando Norris might be world champion. And this is how it's going to be. If Lando Norris wins the sprint race and he wins the race, he will become world champion. Very simple.
Yeah, he will. While Solo's gone, yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting. It's going to be an interesting weekend. Qatar Grand Prix. It's a very, very high degradation track, and it's very, very tough on the tires. And of course, it's going to favour the drivers more, the ones that can actually save their tires better. It's a fast-flowing track. The only problem with this track is that overtaking opportunities can be very, very low because it's a very, very narrow track. The only good overtaking spot really is the main straight when you had that DRS zone of the main straight. But yeah, it's looking very, very interesting. It seems like it could really take it. Teams that can really take advantage of it is maybe McLaren, because the tire management is up to par. Yeah. They've got really, really strong race pace.
I totally agree. Toto. I think McLaren's going to be in there. I just finished watching the first practice session. There's only one practice session, by the way, for you newbies in Formula One. When you have a sprint weekend, you only have one practice session. So really, they've only got one practice session to see where the grip is, to see where they can brake, and to see how the track is. Because when I was watching practice one, there was a lot of people going wide because it's one of those tracks with a very twisty track. This track will test your neck. If you have a weak neck going into this track, it will test you, because for the majority of the race, you're just like this, like that, your neck, because it's very twisty. Because originally it was made for motorbikes, because this is where they have the Motor GP here. And you know how the motor, and if you look at the track, it's very narrow because it's made for bikes. So I wouldn't say this track is the best for overtaking. You can overtake, but it's very challenging. That's what I would probably say. It's very challenging, this track. I just watched the practice session, and the Max Verstappen's complaining about the car. Don't listen to that. He's been doing that all season. And it's Toto.
Yeah.
Why do you think he did it? Well, we know he's sandbagging. So what you reckon, Toto?
Look, Red Bull's going to be strong here. They're going to be very, very strong here. They're faster, usually fast in high speed tracks, and they got a good balanced car, the well balanced car. And plus these races previously, Red Bull's been really, really improving on their car. So I expect Red Bull to be very, very strong. I think McLaren and Red Bull will be the two strongest here.
Yeah.
It's just out of the drivers who can manage the tyres well, because they're both good balanced cars. They're both fast cars, and Red Bull has been improving. But it's about the drivers and how they manage the tyres, and especially Max. Max is very, very good at managing the tyres as well in these type of conditions. So it's probably going to be Max and Lando battling out.
I reckon Piastri as well.
Piastri as well. But again, we don't know how good Piastri is on managing the tyres, because Verstappen and Lando, because Lando's got is more smoother. Verstappen's a lot smoother, and it's not the fact Verstappen's a lot smoother. He's just good at managing the tyres well compared to Piastri, and that's where Piastri might lose out. Alonso maybe, good at managing the tyres. This is a track where you have to be good at managing tyres. It is what it is. You have to have a good car that's balanced enough, and you have to have a driver that's good at managing the tyres. And regarding Red Bull will be good. They will be good this weekend.
Yeah, because
practice one is just early stages.
Yeah, I don't write at the Mercedes either, especially Russell, because Russell, he won this race last season. Russell, he got full 25 points from the race. He was first, second was Charles, and third was Oscar Piastri. George Russell was fourth, and Pierre Gasly was fifth. I don't know where Lando Norris was. Where was Lando Norris? I can't see Lando Norris on here. Where did Lando Norris come? Lando Norris come 10th last year at this track. So hopefully, I know he wants to probably rectify that position. But yeah, I'm sure Piastri got pole, last season. I'm going to check that out in a minute. Let's have a look. The qualifying. Qualifying was Max Verstappen, second was George, third was Lando, Oscar was fourth. That was last year. So it's going to be, I think George Russell will be in there. I think he'll have a shot. You know what, Mercedes car, he might just turn up and be the fastest car. That's how Mercedes has been all season. Some tracks they look good and some tracks they look horrible. This might be one of the tracks where they might look good, being the evidence of last year, George Russell being up there. I think George Russell might have a say who wins the world title this season. If he gets in between Lando and Max and Piastri. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, if Lando wins the sprint race and win the race, he will win the world title this weekend. Do you think he's going to do it, Toto?
I reckon he can. Good. He's a very, very good smooth driver. So smooth drivers always benefit the high temperatures. Look, I think Lando's going to do a very, very good weekend. But don't count out Max, because Max is very good at these kind of tracks. But Lando is, I think, got that edge over Verstappen in terms of high temperature and saving the tyres better. But Lando could definitely do well.
Yeah, he should do well. It's a fast flowing it's a fast flowing track. Tough on the tyres, like you said, high degradation. It's tough, like I said, tough on the neck as well.
Yeah.
So the balance of the Red Bull car might be good here. So I think Max will be a threat here. It's not guaranteed that Lando's going to win this race. It's going to be I think it's between the two McLarens, George Russell and Max Verstappen. Maybe Charles.
Yeah.
Maybe Charles. But I think they'll be the top five, in my opinion, to win this race, to win the sprint qualifying, which we will be doing the watch along. I'm going to do the watch along of the sprint qualifying. I'll be doing the virtual watch along. I'll be doing it on my laptop, and I'll just do it from there. And I'll probably pop up and speak to the people in the chat room if you want to do that. But it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be an interesting race, Toto. It's going to be an interesting race. Yeah. Interesting sprint qualifying, which will be starting in 1 hour and 7 minutes. 1 hour and 7 minutes, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good. I think I just want to go deep in more into the weekend, really. You might see Ferrari do good here, because sometimes they can do good at high speed tracks, but it depends how their car handles. Depends how their car handles. Lewis, you're good on the tyres. So you might see Lewis excel here because Lewis is very, very good at time managing. You saw that when he was at his prime years at Mercedes. Very, very good on the tyres. I'm not sure though because Ferrari can be a bit unbalanced, but again, that's another thing to point out as well. Carlos Sainz good on the tyres. For Williams, of course, Williams is not in the best state at the moment, but tyre management.
If Carlos was in the Ferrari, then maybe
yeah, because Sainz is very, very good at managing tyres.
Totally agree.
Teams
he's also been reckless lately as well.
Yeah,
he has been reckless lately. To be fair,
yeah.
You can out zoom your camera in, Toto, because I've put the small one on so they can see your sign on the top. You can zoom it out a bit if you want. There you go.
Right, yeah.
Sorted. Yeah. So let's slightly go over the practice session. What we just witnessed. Oscar Piastri set the fastest pace late on in the only practice session for Qatar Grand Prix, beating his teammate Lando Norris and Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso to the top spot. The sprint is making its final appearance of the season in Qatar, giving the drivers just one practice session, and then obviously they're going to go into the sprint qualifying later. So this is the last sprint weekend of the season, and as we're talking about the sprint weekend, I think this season we've had sprint qualifying, which I love sprint qualifying, but I think they've had certain tracks have had them at the wrong tracks. Now, for me, Brazil was a perfect example. Brilliant track, perfect for the sprint weekend. And they had them at Baku as well, which I don't agree with Baku. I don't think having a sprint weekend at Baku is very entertaining. And they had one at Miami as well. So you got Miami and Baku, two tracks that are very hard to overtake, and you're having a sprint weekend there. It doesn't make sense, Toto. So what I'm saying is, where would you have them next year? I would definitely have more of them.
Races.
I would definitely have more of them.
Yeah, I like sprint races. I think
just get away from Qatar. No, don't have them at Miami and don't have them at Baku. They could have had one of them at Silverstone. Silverstone was the very first sprint race, and it was the best one. That one in Brazil.
Yeah,
even to this day, them two were the best ones.
I think sprint races really spice up the calendar, and spice up the points because
they've got to pick the right track.
Lando, he's become the leader of this championship, and of course the help from the sprint racing stuff, he done really, really well. Yeah. And it's a time to get more points. You might think 8 points is nothing. No, it's something. You know, it adds on to the race as well because it adds on with points, and there's a lot of points available when you've got a sprint weekend, and it can spice up the championship. I think the tracks I would have it at Silverstone definitely. I think
Brazil
are great. Yeah, Brazil, Qatar,
Bahrain.
Bahrain's good. You know, spice up for the first race.
Yeah. Sprint race should be the day one first race.
I think Austin can be good. Austin, Texas can be good. Austria, yeah, short go-karting track, as they usually call it.
Spa.
There.
I think they did have it at Spa. I'm going to check where they had the sprint race. Should have had it at Spa.
If I don't have it at Spa would be good, but they have to have less laps, at least like maybe 12 laps, because the track is very, very...
you have them at 10 laps. 10 laps.
Yeah, because the track is very, very long, so... You can have less laps for that one, but again, there's lots of tracks where you can have a sprint weekend at.
So look, let's look at this. Right, the sprint races. There was at China. Not that bad. Miami, which was a disaster. That is the one track in the entire calendar, that you do not have a sprint race on. 0 overtakes. Yeah. 0. It's basically a train of cars. So they're having it there. No point. And then I had it. At Spa, which we put our hand up and say, good idea. F1, have it at Spa, very good. And then I had it at Austin, like you said. I had it in October, brilliant sprint race that was in Austin. They've done it good, Austin.
Yeah. Oh, was it Austin?
Yeah, they had it. They had it in China, which I didn't agree with. They had it in Miami, which I didn't agree with. They had it in Spa, I agree, and they had it in Austin, I agree.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. There was more. I think they had one in Mexico as well. Let me just have a look. So these were the tracks where they had it on, right? China, not good. Miami, not good. Belgium, Spa, brilliant. They had it in Austin, brilliant. They had it in Sao Paulo, Brazil, brilliant. And now in Qatar, don't mind. So for me, if that result, I'm gonna maybe just bring it up on the screen briefly. For me, I would have it. Hold on. There you go. That side. So for me, I would have it. Yeah. I would have it. I agree with. I'll take China out and put something else out there so you can mix it up. Take out China, put Silverstone. Yeah, and take out Miami. And what would you put instead of Miami? Bahrain, maybe.
Bahrain.
Take out China, put Bahrain.
Yeah, they had one
Miami.
They had one at Baku.
That's what I mean. I don't know why they had one. It's not on there, and I don't know why they had it at Baku.
It's very, very narrow track, and the only really overtaken opportunity that's straight. That's usually the only overtaken opportunity. The rest of it is just it's tight and narrow. You can't really get into the groove of it.
It's just pointless.
Yeah, but regarding Qatar, that's my explanation and finish off my explanation. A lot of pit stops is due, definitely because of the high temps and the high tire wear. If you can get a 2-stop strategy here, that'd be a very, very good bonus. Especially a one-stopper is going to benefit you a lot.
It's not going to be a one-stop, maybe.
Maybe you might see Fernando Alonso do a one-stopper.
The one-stopper is the start off on the hard. So there was 2 ways of doing it. I watched the F1 show. They had the first stint hard. You go long on the hard, and then you go medium at the end.
Yeah.
Or you go medium and then hard at it. You go short on the medium and then go long on the hard at second. That's the strategy. I don't think anyone's going to be using soft tires, because if you use soft tires with them bends, you're going to last 6 laps and they're going to be burnt up. Especially in the heat of Qatar. Even though it's a night race, it's still going to be warm. And there's a lot of twists and bends, and you get degradation on your tires. You're going to be slipping everywhere. So for me, if I was driving there, I'd start off on the medium just to get that speed, to get positioning. And when I'm in a good position, when I know my tires are falling off, I'm running in to put them hard tires, and I'm taking my time with them after that. Yeah,
I reckon you might see some free stops. Some people going for a more aggressive strategy.
There's another way, yeah.
You might see a small stint for the softs, a small middle stint.
There is that as well.
You might do a medium soft hard. You might see that, a free stopper.
Yeah.
But you're more likely going to see a 2-stopper. That's the more optimal strategy. But the more bold strategy is the 1-stopper that you might see some of the lower teams do, like maybe Fernando Alonso, very good on the tires. You might see him do a 1-stopper and maybe hope for a safety car from there. Again, a safety car will be vital because you see someone on some tire wear or whatever, a safety car might save them. Because you need tires that are fresh as possible here. You need really need fresh tires. But the tire management are really going to be a good, really key feature in this race. I think my predictions. I think Max might win the sprint race and then Lando wins the race, because I think McLaren has better race pace. I know it's a sprint race, but I don't believe a sprint race is like race pace. It's more like a mini qualifying, if you know what I mean. Like, it's more fast paced compared to a race. You push more. With a race, it involves tire management strategy, tire management, different laps, conserving energy, battery. With a sprint race, you do conserve battery, but it's less. It's more you're on a softer compound tire, and you're going at it. You're more going for overtakes, and tire management phase goes out the window.
So you think that Max will do him in the sprint race?
I think Max will win the sprint race and Lando wins the main race, because I think Lando has better race pace, and the McLaren as a whole has better race pace.
A bit like the Mercedes a couple of years ago when it was racing against the Red Bulls. Red Bulls are better. No, it was against Ferrari. Ferrari had the best pace for qualifying, but when it came to the race, Mercedes were faster. This is why Mercedes always beat Ferrari. Because they knew, long as they can get in within that 3 or 4 gap in the top 4, they knew in the race, the long run, they would win.
I reckon as well that Red Bull's very, very good at clear air. You don't want to get that Red Bull in clear air. I think Lando has to have a good start in this one, which I trust him to because Lando, these past couple of races, has been getting good starts.
Yeah.
But I think this McLaren's going to be very, very strong here. McLaren and Red Bull definitely going to be the ones to watch.
I think Mercedes will be as well. Russell. He likes it around there.
Because Mercedes might not be good in terms of calling and in terms of the high deg, but again, it's the driver as well. Driving his,
Russell. Every time I see Russell doing qualifying, I always think he's gonna nail a lap. He's gonna come out and just bang everyone. You get me? This is Russell, very good driver, man. He's a very good driver, and I think Toto Hammer. Let's talk about Toto now. Not you, Hammer. The actual Toto. I think Toto's kind of a bit disrespectful towards Russell. He should have given that contract a long time ago. Russell he's in his prime of his career. There's no way I'm leaving out a guy like Russell who's in his prime of his career. I'm not going to leave him out, for like Max to come in and upset the team. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. You've got Antonelli, very good driver. He's a driver for the future. And then he's there now, isn't it? You want to win stuff now. The new regulations are coming now, and you want Russell there, forefront. He's the guy. How old's Russell? 27? Well, he's nearly 30, isn't he? 27, 20. I know he's pushing 30, so he's in his prime of his career now. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So there should be. I know they're sorting the contract out, but it shouldn't have even been an issue, in my opinion, Toto.
Yeah. It shouldn't have been. Yeah, but that's my prediction anyway. I think Max wins a sprint race, and I think McLaren of Lando Norris wins a race. Yeah. Lando and Verstappen will be the two strongest drivers, in my opinion, for this weekend. But don't count out Russell, don't count out Sainz, don't count out Piastri. Don't maybe an outsider Alonso, because he's very, very good.
I know he was very good in qualifying.
Yeah. And you might see Alonso in that midfield battle somewhere. You might see Alonso in the top 7. You don't know. He might have a good race. But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. Sprint qualifying soon, so hopefully that's good. But you can't really go wrong with qualifying, can you? It's always exciting because it's really, really unpredictable with Qatar. You don't know really going to get pole definite, but I think a strong pole. I think it will be McLaren. But we don't know. Max are good in the qualifying as well, so it's gonna be spicy.
It will be spicy. So we're gonna leave it there, Mr. Spice. Solo P1, that's me, and Totama. Keep it sports. Big up to everyone on TikTok as well. I can see everybody watching on TikTok. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We'll probably when the qualifying finishes, Totama will be putting up a pre-recorded video as soon as the race finishes. Toto will be recording it, and he's gonna put it up on the channel. We will go live after the qualifying tomorrow. Me and Toto Hammer, when the qualifying finishes live, we'll probably go live then. Depends if the other stuff are on. But we've got loads of stuff with F1 this weekend. And so, yeah, I want everybody to, get involved and follow us on X and follow us on everyone else. So it's the channel for X. Everything's in the link in the description below. Yeah, and that's it, guys. That's it. Toto, anything you want to say before we head off, bro?
Nothing fast to say. I'm just looking forward for the weekend.
Yeah, gonna get that training in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Big up. See you later, guys. Big.